ready. Yeah, just kind of have it up and ready. So what was it? It was the other night I told you about, let's do this kind of pod. The Holy Mountain. Or not the Holy Mountain, but the Jodorowsky Dune doc. And after that, well, it was during the 9/11, after we had the 9/11 one. And after that, I had this crazy dream. And it was like, it's been a while since I had a real vivid dream that you really remember and you can kind of
What night did you have it on?
It would have been September 11th going into the 12th.
I had an
crazy dream too.
Insane dream, and I'm not sure if it was the same night, but it was crazy. You'll go first, but I'll have to tell you mine.
It would have been the 12th, so it would have been yesterday morning.
Yours probably going to be crazier. Mine's just kind of scary. It was like a nightmare, honestly.
It was kind of, so this is why I don't know. It might have just because of what we were talking about that day or things I was looking at earlier that day. But I was like, with all these people, this is an image I remember. I was like, with all these people, there's a ton of people. It was maybe hundreds of people, in this fenced in area. And it's gonna almost sound kind of funny, but it's true though too. This is where it's weird because I've had a couple dreams where you see people in your dreams and you see them a few times. And so all these people, and then I see this one person walk into this trailer, you see construction sites. It was similar to that, a giant camp construction site thing. And this person walks in this trailer. It sounds kind of funny, but then I walk in and I realize it's Kanye West. And I was like, "Hey, sir," and then I walk in, right? But he actually He turned around and was very receptive.
Hey, Mister.
I was gonna say Mr. West, hey, Mr. West. But then there was a computer in there. It was this old computer, an old dial-up computer, from the 90s or early 2000s type. And I was telling him, in my mind, I was like, holy shit, let me tell him about the movie, all the movie and all these things. But I'm be cool. And I was like, I have this stuff, but nothing. It's in those dreams where you can't run. Nothing was working. I was like, why the fuck isn't this cooking? And he's standing. I'm like, but he's a younger Kanye. It's but I know why, because I saw a picture of them earlier.
Pre-Kim Kanye.
It was 9/11, and that was the day graduation came out.
Because you could call him Kanye, and he didn't correct you that it's Ye.
Well, it was just he just seemed like a cool guy. It just felt cool. That's the feeling you wake up. It was just a feeling.
I really hate those dreams where you can't run or walk. And
this is what it was like, and I'm trying to tell him
so trapped.
I really hate those.
This is what it was like, and then he sat down and he was cool though. He was like, nah, it's fine, don't even worry, because it was I'm like, dude, I have this thing, but he's he believed me though. Yeah, he was and then people started coming in the trailer and stuff, and that's when I realized I was like, hey, I have a podcast, kind of I'm not even joking, man. And he got the biggest smile, and it was so it was almost so I look at this metaphor, and then all these people start coming in, and it was a crazy dream. And I remember later in the dream, I had an old friend asking me for lottery number tickets, and then a person close to that person actually talked to me the next day. It was strange, really strange. It's premonition type shit.
Yeah.
I've had another dreams with Kanye where it's this but keep going type feeling it's inspiring, that documentary we just, it's an inspiring feeling.
He died, and then his consciousness
spreading throughout.
His appearance on
Paul Wars. I am Paul.
Died, yeah.
I am Paul.
Well, that's what Jodorowsky was talking about when he was.
It's the same, it's the same type of thing.
But when he met, when Ye went and saw him in 2013, he was talking about how he wanted to make something for the youth, just like Jodorowsky did. So he went and saw the guy to go talk to why are you making art? Are you serving yourself? Are you serving things that you want to keep making? Or it's what comes your purpose of making your art? Who are you affecting? Who are you connecting to? Are you making things that maybe can help people, clear them up a little?
Yeah, that's why I feel
there's purpose behind it, and that's what Hollywood kills, and
that's what
Jodorowsky's exactly behind, and that's why his
completely different than
there was
came out.
Deep purpose behind it.
Else.
That was aside from Herbert's philosophy from the book, but
that's because he took the philosophy as changing. I mean, he made his own story. He made a
well, it was almost his own philosophy and understanding of things, his own occult knowledge.
Well, he said the first 100 pages you don't even know what's going on, so you're able to he attached his own kind of
his own kind of world to it,
to it. That's he said he was trying to find what was the spiritual meaning
and kind of put it through the characters, and then having his own son.
He did.
Well, because
he made it his own.
Yeah, and a lot of his life, he's in a way, his life is the immaculate birth, because his mother was raped into conception, and then it's I guess that's one way to.
It's almost but it was almost you see him almost as an obsession. It's this spiritual birth where it's not even physical, but it's this spiritual birth between something, and that's what that Paul character was for him. But it's almost his birth was such an aggressive. It wasn't spiritual. It was just purely like forceful. Like he said, you rape, like, that's why he was almost saying like you have to rape the bride. It's like that's kind of his
even just like how he was like trying to put the movie together. He found everyone through like a spiritual connection.
His spiritual
they all
warriors.
Came perfect. Like everything just worked out.
Like he said, it was
perfectly.
magic.
They all were at the right time and place.
Things just kind of connected and happened, and they met the right people at the right times. And like he said, it was a time before internet, so it was almost like consciousness. It was like internet's become this new consciousness to interact and form with, but back then it was almost like a pure form, and he was just connecting with people through chance or just through
like nature,
through wanting almost, or just speaking it almost.
He was connecting with them like the ways Atlanteans would connect with each other.
Yeah,
essentially, just like a telekinetic
through thought or like through dreams.
Just a magnetism.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's weird. You ever have that? Like when you think about something like
the way he presents it as well. He's like, and then they were there. I was like, okay.
Well, that's what I mean. He's a
mother.
It worked out.
He's a good
Everything
storyteller.
just seemed to just fall into place, but it did, except
and
for
it
the
didn't.
execution. Yeah.
Well, that was the thing I noticed about his personality. Is like everything's in pieces. Like I'll get this guy. Like, but I don't know how much like concrete he was you know what I mean? Like he was a pantomime. He's he's a poet. Like he's very through words, through like inspiring people, motivating people, but necessarily maybe actually.
Yeah, I guess I wonder. Like he found all these perfect like pieces, but I wonder how they would have worked together.
Like actually work together. Yeah.
Like it sounds ideal, right? Like they all sound perfect in their own,
been something
in their
really
own
amazing.
place. But it's like coming together. Would it have really been even his dream if he made it? You know what I mean?
And that's what it seems like. Some of these studios
would it
were
have
worried
ever
about.
like been what he actually wanted to, or did he like put too much like dream and too much idea?
Well, that's why he was,
and
like,
it could never be what he would have dreamt.
He's got like a comic imagination. Like he's so like those shots are insane. Like the blood going through the uterus. Like who was shooting that? Who's shooting that now? Where would he think of that from?
I mean, did you guys see that
about
one?
It all the time, you know what I mean?
Christopher Nolan.
There's that one movie where that guy tries to.
I mean, Enter the Void.
Inseminate that girl with a turkey baster.
That's pretty sophisticated.
I mean, Enter the Void. There's a shot of like from inside the vagina, and you see the penis like coming in, like point of view. And then you see the like.
I must have
you must have missed that part, huh?
I missed that part too.
It's near the end. It's like a whole conception scene.
Beautiful.
It's like
life.
2001, and then
the conception of life. It's
and it comes right around.
Thing.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to hear my dream?
Yes, go to yours.
It's kind of skewing in a totally different direction.
Well, hold on. This connects to earlier what you were saying though too about concentration camps, and that's what I connected it to after thinking about the last few days.
Camps today. I don't think I've said it on mic.
Something about camps in the backyard.
Okay, well, you got to say in the backyard earlier when you were talking about concentration. You can't just say.
I didn't say. I wasn't talking about it. I think, but
well, you said it as if I said it in this
I almost realized
podcast.
the dream was kind of like it was like all these people. Oh, hang on.
By the way, we are eating chewy candy, so if I'm talking and it sounds all mushy mouth, and you're gonna get some of that.
Chewing away.
But this connects. Hang on, really, just one quick, Matt. I'll say one other dream. This is kind of scary because this is like.
Well, then maybe it'll tie into mine because mine was scary.
This is terrifying. Like
true. And I don't have any dreams, so you won't be hearing any of them.
I remember this. So this was
I
last
don't have them all
July.
the time, but when I do, they're like.
This is like they really stuck with me. Like the Kanye one. 'Cause I've had another dream with I've had like 2 or 3 dreams where they've like I want to say like visited me, but it's interesting.
That's how it feels.
Are you saying you get visited by Kanye West
They
in your dreams? That's what you keep alluding to.
I did.
You know how a lot of people say like you can see a body or you know who it is, but you can't see their face clearly. I see people's faces too.
Oh yeah,
clearly.
I was seeing them.
I see their face.
A lot of them.
It's
okay.
all too
So the other dream I had. This was last July. I remember it because I woke up and like my heart was like.
And pounding.
Yeah, and I was sweating, and it was like there was this mass shooting in Lake Orion.
Oh.
In Lake Orion, right where we work by, and we were right by that bay of water there. There was like all like
That's
there was
scary.
hundreds of bodies floating in there, and I was out there, and I was running through the water like trying to get into a house to break into, and then there was literally just like people with guns or egg shooter. It was insane.
Yeah, that's really scary.
I woke up. I'd never been so scared, but it was like literally like a war zone in Lake Orion, which is
Christ.
fucking weird, right, man? After some of the shit we talk
Christ.
about. This is last July. I can remember the day. It was like July 16th or 17th.
You had this dream last year, you're saying?
Yeah, and I still remember it because I woke up so I was like, what the like I was hot. And it makes me think about those videos you sent me of like, I don't know, there was one of those videos you sent me about like someone having a dream, I think. Or being visited in dreams.
God damn it! What did I send you, dude?
I don't know, but it just made me think of like things like that, like messages or channels or prophets, and I don't want to say nothing like that.
Scary prophetic shit.
Scary as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, that's really what scares me is when because I've just been consuming a lot of content and programming a lot of stuff lately.
But I hadn't even been into nothing that crazy then. It was just weird. It was just so like...
When you wake up and you're sweating and you're frightened like that, it's really hard to interpret. But I mean, the thing is, you have such a visual mind.
It was so visual, dude. And I can still picture like the house. I was hiding in this one guy's house, and it almost reminds me like some fucking customer. You know what I mean? Like this, like I've come like accustomed to these strangers of this community, but like you feel them, and it was just hard, heavy. And thinking about it now, really can kind of like think and connect to it more. So. Just like the location more so, because that's right where I am. Like, it's weird. So keep my eyes open, I guess. All right, Maddie, go ahead with your dream.
A lot of my dreams are like anxiety ridden. Like they're like
forgetting your keys.
They're stemmed from like anxiety. Like one reoccurring dream that I have quite often is like I'm in like a cabin or something, or like it's like a slight indoor-outdoor house, but it's like also like kind of like our parents' house, but it's like the cats are there. And for some reason, there's a big black panther in the house, and he's like, I have to like protect the cats and like get
from
them
the panther,
or like the cats have gotten let out, and there's like like there's always a big, large, wild cat, and I'm like, oh my god, like he's gonna kill them.
What's wrong? He's friendly.
He's not. He's like, because he like is very not friendly. Like he's like sleeking around and like slithering. And like one time I was in like the Harry Potter stairwells. You know the stairwells in like Harry Potter, like Hogwarts, like they're like endless and they're just going all different directions.
Yeah.
I was in like that type of stairwell, and there's like a panther, like me and the panther are like going like down around these stairs, like just like circling each other. Like,
is it a panther or is it shape shifting? Is it a shape shifter?
No, it's a big black panther. It's like blue, but like a big black panther.
But you described it as it was slithering,
like sneaking, like they
prowling.
Cats
prowling is a better word.
Thank you. Better adjective.
Now is blue in your
now the
dreams,
correction podcast.
Yeah, they're all my cats are in my dreams. Like I need to protect them. Like they're they're out and they're loose.
And then there's this big panther, so it's not blue, but it's something else.
No, yeah. And then one time there was like fireworks being lit off, and it was all happening. So there's just like a lot of commotion, and then like the cats were getting let out inside the house. And then another like reoccurring dream I have is like this dark alley, and I'm like all alone, and I'm like walking down behind this building, and like different things happen every time, but it's basically just like me alone in the dark night. And like, so I think that's just an anxiety dream.
Yeah, probably.
And then, this past one I had was me, Taylor, and Mom. And it was like, it took place here at their house, at Mom and Dad's house. And,
where we are right now in this very
literally
this very structure. Yeah, I was gonna say structure.
Upstairs.
There we go. The correct.
But it took place.
Finish your word podcast.
It took place a while back before they broke down the bonus room wall because the door was still there. Because like that door used to always freak me out. I would always think like something would come in from there when I was like sleeping in there with her when I was little. And so Michael Myers was the threat. Like,
well, that's just.
Do you have an intimate
terrifying
with
threat?
The Halloween movies?
Yes, Halloween is like our family's like movie.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's up there.
It is. It's like we watch it every Halloween. Like,
Maddie,
it's our
that was Maddie's movie. She's like,
no, it's not.
I mean, it's our mom's.
It's not our family movie, but it's like our Halloween movie.
It's a good movie. It's
called
Halloween. It's in the name.
When I was like
it's one of our biggest
4 years
movies.
old every
like
year.
We watch it so many times. Like,
what about Halloween Town? Huh?
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I mean,
what about Return to Halloween Town 2, of course.
No,
Ichabod, isn't it?
Halloween is like way bigger than
Sleepy
any of those
Hollow.
movies
Yeah, it is
in this house.
Halloween is.
So, anyways,
Cultural phenomenon.
Yes, Taylor has a Michael Myers tattoo.
Jesus Christ,
a big one, a really big one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like the mat, like just like his
You're just
head.
learning more and more about Taylor slowly through this. It's funny.
So, yeah, basically we were like in the house and he was like in here and just like chasing us. But I would like be on the lookout, and then I would like have us all run. And then he was like walking faster. Like he would walk faster than he does in the movies.
Well,
like
this isn't very prophetic, Maddie.
Well, he's a supernatural being, right? Or is he?
Well, no, he's just like He's just
He's right on the precipice of human being and supernatural.
I don't know. Anyways, they were just like acting like it was normal, and I was just like, "What is wrong with you?" And then all of a sudden, Jamie Lee Curtis arrives, and she's just like, she treats him like her bitch.
Dude, this is such a weird dream.
Like I just have glimpses of like him trailing behind Jamie Lee Curtis, like she's just like he's like a gimp for her.
It seems like you were just kind of like remaking the movie in your sleep.
No, there's just a small glimpse. Most of it was me being terrified of him, like getting me, because they were like, Mom was like wanting me to go to bed in there, and I was like, he's literally gonna fucking open the door.
Do you see? I think this is a good segue. Now, do you see what Hollywood does to your mind?
Tries to walk into your bedroom and rape you. That's what Hollywood does.
We got some.
Wait, I have a
stuff.
segue. You can cut that out.
No, finish the dream. Let her finish.
That's it.
That was it. You get Michael Myers breaks.
We're getting into Al. We're getting into the
because of your parents' negligence to see the harm.
But
whatever.
Jeepers Creepers, I was just thinking about.
What a great film.
And
yes,
director is a pedophile.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the director is a pedophile.
He's a child rapist. The film is phenomenal. Though.
All right, let's get into. Let's just get into it. The Al Matthews.
Al Matthews?
The Al Matthews.
See, that green socks means more to me than that.
The supposed,
Maddie knows him as Green Socks.
Supposed Hollywood Anon Al Matthews.
The post of, was it July 19th and 20th of 2018?
It's like July of 2018.
I know it was 2018, but there was like 2 nights.
I wish we had it on my laptop, but I just have it on my my baby phone here with. I don't know what's worth reading because it's like the whole thing is worth reading.
It really is. I think just kind of dive into.
If you go to vertigo22.com, you can find the post. If you go to the archive, and it's
essentially
called Hollywood Anon.
Essentially, well, what should we call it? Like a theory right now, in a sense. But let's just theorize what we believe it is to be, or what others as well like have kind of come to think. Because I originally thought once you read through it all, if you read through it all, and we might highlight some of it. That this figure that was posting anonymously to 4chan, mind you,
on /poll.
It reads kind of too well.
It was like a man knowing that he's nearing the end of his life,
possibly, or
he typed like he was young.
But he was on 4chan a lot, and he's an actor.
He said that he'd been on 4chan since 2007.
Yeah, he knows.
So he understands a lot of the lingo. He said that he's a based black actor who had prominence in the 80s, but when he had to turn himself out, as he puts it, he stopped being an actor because of the Hollywood proposal.
He chose to be blacklisted.
Yeah.
The killing of the soul.
Exactly. But basically, he just kind of goes on like a post, just a mad posting over a couple of different days.
It was just like 2 days, I think.
Yeah, it was 2 different days.
It was. I read it originally in the beginning of 2020 when I was starting to like really dive. I don't know. Everything I was reading was like so cutting edge. Like you were saying, like Daily Wire. You thought like Ben Shapiro was like edgy, cutting edge.
Noted.
There's like that.
I'm more of a Michael Knowles guy. Let's be clear.
This is how I feel. This is classified. There's like that, and then there's like Tim Dillon, Alex Jones, and then what that I just read was like. Way, you know what I mean? Because it was almost from a direct source of a man's life, and you can tell the man. He said that he was writing in like a different tone, so we wouldn't be detected possibly. But he also mentioned other channers that were in the forums that he's known are like.
But he flipped the script pretty quick.
Gary Oldman and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. He was like, I didn't want anyone to know, and then all of a sudden he's like, green socks. Like, I don't care. I'm financially stable.
Yeah, he might have been drunk. I don't know. He was kind of.
And then what was with tennis? He's like, I have tennis.
Some of them are kind of silly. That's what I mean. It's like, so you can imagine it.
Tennis.
I don't know how. I mean, who knows if it's fucking real or not?
Still a good thought experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's that? Like, are we supposed to look for someone that plays tennis?
Anybody can play.
He's just almost proving that he lives in a nice estate. Like that's what he's still doing.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about Al, they pinned it down to Al Matthews, who was
I'd say high tier B.
He was near, like he had some lead roles. He was also a singer. It said like he was pretty well known. Seemed like a pretty talented guy. There's actually an interview of him out there.
So I guess something else that confused me was he said he wasn't. Someone had asked him about, I forget, about like musical people, and he said he wasn't in the music like business.
That was the other thing he did say.
Yeah, he did say that.
He said he wasn't in the music stuff, but then he literally was going to the Grammys.
Yeah.
With Green Socks, like why are you going to the Grammys if you literally aren't in the music at all?
So that's a blatant contradiction that we probably shouldn't overlook.
That is true.
It's like very obvious. Like there's a couple things that I'm just like.
Well, but he does talk about music though. He does talk about young rappers and how.
Well, yeah, because he's not
targeted.
A retard. And he
just knows.
Yeah, he's a black guy. He's a cool black guy.
But
targeted.
Someone did ask him about that, and he literally said that.
Maybe he just spoke too quickly. He's like, I'm not into music.
Maybe he didn't really want to go on with it.
Maybe truly not have. Maybe he did some musical work. Because, I mean, when you're an actor, I'm sure you have a musical ability usually. It doesn't hurt.
Talented. If you're creative, you can spread it around.
It's odd that someone
Especially
that's
a
really
black
not in
actor?
the industry, though, like, why is
Probably dance, too.
Oh, come on. Dance, boy.
Dance.
That's why when he was getting turned out, that's
was
why
it black propaganda, black?
Cordon Bleu. Oh, no, wait,
I'm black and I'm
he's
proud.
Really young.
Yeah. All right, so let's just get into some of these posts just to give people a little flavor. Like get to the ones about like The Rock or like Steven Spielberg
or Dan Schneider. Oh, I could read about what.
Well, hold on. So hang on. This is where it does add some legitimacy because these were posted. This is what I mean. You have to add context to what he was talking about because these were posted in 2018, and you see where we are as a culture in 2024. You see where things and people and everything that's come out. Like that's what I mean. Seeing this in 2020, that was pretty amazing. Seeing where we are even further. Like this goes back to
Kanye.
Kanye.
About Dan Schneider.
And there was posts where he's talking about Kanye, and he said he was a hero to many in Hollywood. Like many look to him, and look what he's doing. That's why he's completely outside of it. Like he's completely outside of it now. By now, too, exactly. But yet, this is like you see that Korea show. It's fucking powerful at some moments. Like
Squid Games?
No, dude, this right here. His Korea show. That was that Korean?
I think Squid Game was a Korean show.
No, but I'm saying the live Korean show, it's powerful. There's certain moments that are like, whoa.
I thought you just meant Squid Games had great cultural impact, which it did.
Well, the Koreans are amazing. I mean,
which it did.
Look at what we got.
Are you commodifying me? I mean, who knows? I'm dirty. I'm not pure. It's fine.
That was a joke.
I don't even look that Asian. I don't even think so.
Okay, on to the thread.
The chewing.
I'm sorry, I keep chewing.
I think when we chew, move the mic.
Yeah, I have been.
Just find a hot point where it kind of maybe like near the beginning. Dan Schneider.
I mean,
just think about what this thread does. It makes you think of things how as a.
I can read this
really
post on Kubrick.
Too.
I found the one on Kubrick.
Yeah,
do you mean read it verbatim or should I bleep out the bad words? I'll just say that.
Just saying, I can beep it out.
Kubrick was ahead of his time, died way too young. Other kikes hated him because he was considered too waspy and EWS. I don't know what EWS means.
Eyes wide shut.
Eyes wide and too eyes wide shut. I see. Just cemented his downfall. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, man, if you want to make it as a big timer in Hollywood, you have to do some very, very evil and corrupt shit. Spielberg is definitely a connoisseur of kids. Dig into his family. One of his cousins sued him after he popped her 13-year-old cherry. Covered up by the California courts, though.
Can we look into that?
And then it's probably there. And this is what. And he talks a lot about Tom Hanks.
Spielberg rapes his cousin. There's not a video of it. He didn't record it.
I know.
Probably not. Maybe yes.
Spielberg, 13-year-old cousin.
Yeah.
And then he talks about Tom Hanks a lot, and that Tom Hanks.
He doesn't talk about Tom Hanks at all.
He does. No, he does. Go in the very top.
You pull it up on your phone as well.
Okay.
You sent me the text. You can just pull up directly to it.
He talks about Tom Hanks, and that shit didn't even come out until 2020 as well. That's when. And then this
guy. What did he say about Tom Hanks?
I'm showing you. It's here.
I don't. Maybe
you just went right by it.
I feel like he said
these young people.
He said that he didn't see much. All right.
But this is why it just adds like legitimacy. Like no one was talking.
Oh, he was suggesting
Who's
that.
Heather O'Rourke?
Some
little blonde girl from the movie Poltergeist.
Oh.
Yeah, that's.
They say that they molested the shit out of her.
Yeah.
So this is from X. This is just something that came up. He did reportedly rape his 13-year-old cousin and then was involved in the rape and murder of Heather O'Rourke.
All right, so listen, I'll just read some of the beginning.
Steven Spielberg.
Here, how about we do this? You be Anon, and I'll be Hollywood Anon. Just go to the very top. Yeah, and we'll just read some of it. And you just be Anon. So Jacob will be reading what like people posted. And I'll be said possibly Al Matthews, or possibly like Eddie Murphy. There's possible.
Are you gonna read this pre thing here?
Just say Chris Pratt. So Anon goes.
Anon, Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt. Sup, dude? Stay chill.
Nope. I won't say much, but in the 80s, I was an A+ until I got blacklisted for not letting myself be turned out. P.S. Mel Brooks, Jeff Goldblum, DDL are all closeted faggots who have Jewish handlers and are fucking pedophiles. Also, Gene Wilder and Leonard Nimoy used to rape Sarah Michelle Gellar when she was a kid. If anybody has any questions, ask me. I'll drop it all. Not right now.
Anon, TV or film? Give clues. No need to hide your power levels anymore.
When people think of Hollywood, they think movies. I can't drop clues since I still receive money from said films. I don't want to ruin my passive income.
More. There are no legal agreements here, Anon.
Ask and you shall receive.
I'm not finding anything about Spielberg.
Is Tom Cruise? Well, yeah, they probably wouldn't allow there to be a full write-up in the New York Post.
No.
Publicist.
Anon, is Tom Cruise gay? I always get that vibe from his acting and how he interacts with females in movies.
Oh, well, I don't know how many actors are gays, but I guarantee you 100% all the ones you see on the big screen have definitely sucked dick or taken dick or gave dick to the faggots and kikes that run Hollywood. Nobody can escape from Hollywood, not even the legends that are lionized by the media like Pacino, De Niro, Brando, Brooks, Sandler, Hanks. Also, Summer Redstone has
told you, you bastard.
Has dirt on most of the Hollywood directors, producers, actors, even politicians. He's the one that pushed Philip Seymour Hoffman to heroin again after Hoffman was getting doubts about his sins. Hint, pedo shit. Everybody in Tinseltown knows Redstone played a huge part in the Franklin pedo scandal. Hell, if you dig deeper enough, there's been reports about this since the 60s. Kevin Biggs is a protege of a British Jew with BDSM pedo fetishes. Bob Iger, Summer Redstone, Steve Burke, and a bunch of others are all Israeli assets. There's about 2 or 3 people at the top, though. Don't know who they are, but rumors in Hollywood all report they have connections to the Vanguard group. Vanguard?
I think somebody...
Vanguard?
I think somebody unmedicated on the right stuff could fabricate these posts.
Oh, yeah.
But still having knowledge of the Franklin scandal and all that stuff. It's still impressive knowledge. And
Franklin scandal all was connected to Hollywood. They were running kids over to politicians too as well.
Whether it's a famous person or not.
Here's some other things. Right now, Hollywood, this is from 2018. Right now, Hollywood is going nuts over the election of AMLO. AMLO is woke on the Jewish question and knows about the drug and pedo shit, and so does Trump. The two build the wall, it would stop the rape and murder of children overnight.
That was something that really stuck with me, is if they did build that wall. That
well, that's why those things were really, because you hear about.
That's why they really got held up.
Listen, this is interesting. How much shit is Oliver Stone involved in? Oliver Stone puts on an air of being a renegade, but in reality, he's a corrupt piece of shit. He stole the idea of Midnight Express for some kid, basically turned him to a crackhead to steal his idea and ruin him. Now, that reminded me of that show, that Rabbit show. Remember that, Maddie? And how that comic got like drugged and raped all the time by that one guy?
Yeah.
That reminds me of the same behavior, like that grooming.
Baby
he's like,
reindeer?
I'll protege you. Yeah, baby reindeer. And it sounds like that's like what Oliver Stone probably, that's why a lot of these guys do. They get like these young creative guys who just want to like,
sap their life force
and make money, or whatever. And then they just get fucked. And then they go home back to the Midwest with their assholes hurting and souls shattered.
And no teeth.
And no teeth.
Because they smoke so much crack.
Yes. This is an interesting one.
Can you tell me about Tom Hardy, Anon?
Hang on. Nick Cage, financially ruined by kikes. Don't ever believe the whole he spent all his money. BS. That's how kikes ruin you. They assassinate you through the press. P.S. All the judges who ruled against Nick Cage were paid off by kikes. What do you think about the whole Me Too shit and Weinstein being arrested? Is this a Jew coup? Is it all just smoke and mirrors, or are bad people actually going to down? Mind you, 2018. Originally, the idea was for Jewish women to come out and ruin the careers of others in order to advance both of them up. The guy would have a comeback and the woman would gain clout. Even though kikes run Hollywood, there's always stabbing each other's back. Most kikes disagreed on this idea since it would snowball out of their hands, and it already has. But a vocal minority of Jewish sluts advocated for it.
I don't like the Jewish slut language. I don't really like that choice.
Thinking bad people, he's a base black man. Thinking bad people would go down. You can't go after them. They have dirt on everyone. Weinstein was just used as a sacrificial lamb. Got any Tom Hanks stories? Hey. He was big on barbiturates, and a lady friend told me his dick had severe phimosis from a botched circumcision. I don't know if it got fixed, though. And here, now this is when we'll hear a little. This is kind of good. Tell me about Amanda Bynes, Dan Schneider, Britney Spears, Hilary Duff, the stuff at Disneyland, Miley. 2018. All the girls you listed have had mental breakdowns. I don't know much about any of them, but I do know Duff's parents were coerced into shutting up after Hilary told them about some Dubai Arab introduced by a Jewish handler tried to rape her back in the late 90s. I don't know much about Disneyland, but I do know Disney has paid hundreds of millions in hush money, and Dan Schneider should be castrated. He's very good at what he does. P.S. Dan Schneider used to employ an old Soviet kike who looked like a harmless grandpa as a full-time anesthesiologist.
So he
terrifying, dude.
Yeah. So that whole Hilary Duff movie was like basically her. Isn't that like the whole premise? She like goes overseas and she's like a pop star, and then she gets raped by a Israeli asset. Is that how the movie goes?
I don't know.
I've never seen the Hilary Duff
Honestly,
movie. You seen the Hilary Duff movie?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what happened.
This one's interesting. Anything about Robert Downey Jr.? Is he actually a conservative? Don't know much. Robert Downey Jr. fell into their traps but renounced it. The only reason he hasn't been ruined is because of an NDA he signed with a big-time Hollywood financier, which basically thought controls him, so he won't drop the truth. And then that's when that one person said, I'll bite. How old are you? What do you know about Kubrick? What do you know about Spielberg? Now, this is also really interesting about Michael Jackson. They asked, was Michael Jackson innocent? And he goes, Joe Jackson was the real pedophile. The only reason MJ didn't come out with everything was because Joe would murder his whole family if he did. Plus, Kikes had Joe's back. Bless MJ's heart, man. They ruined that man.
He thinks that he thinks the kid. He just wanted to protect the kids. Oh, I was a hard time spitting that out. Yeah, that's why Mike would have him over, because he had a teenager's mind.
Yeah,
and he
that
was
to
protect children from the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes you think, because I watched that documentary a couple times, Leaving Neverland. If you've seen that. And so now it's like, are those everybody's in that liars? Which I mean,
dude, I told you I did that documentary. I those shows. It's the same type of production. It's low level production. It's this Google information,
but it's on HBO, so it's got to be real.
Our shit was on national TV, and those other people had stuff on Netflix and Hulu. It's all low level. And people believe it.
Are just
it's
Google bullshit most of the time.
It's Google. And you find out the truth a few years later. Like
you can
Johnny
only
Depp
dig
stuff.
so far most of the time, and half of them like don't care to dig any further. You know what I mean? Especially if it's like on that type of.
Yeah, they said Michael wouldn't come forward because Joe would kill his whole family.
And here's this good. Growing up, all right, so someone asked, do you see any way of stopping the pedo machine? Anything we everyday folks can do to help bring the things to light? He said, growing up in the 60s, I thought pedos were just weird old men. Boy, was I wrong. It's huge, man. The only way to stop it is a total revolution. If it all came out tomorrow, people would be storming Hollywood and executing anybody working in the business. If it all came out, the government as we know it would be crashing down for being complicit. This is what I mean. It's 2018. Like, people figured some of this stuff out.
Hey. Yeah, this is a QAnon podcast, by the way.
Someone asked about Johnny Depp. This guy goes, he's a hack, wannabe, deep artist, junkie.
That was good to read. I loved reading that, to be honest.
They go on, what about Michael Jackson? Was he really a savior? What about Keanu Reeves? As I said in another post, his dad was the real pedo. MJ thought like a teenager. He invited these kids over because he wanted to protect them.
You want to protect them kids, man.
Evil entertainment.
You want to protect them.
Wait, does Dan Schneider have a drug thing, or was this for drugging kids? And he goes, Dan takes drugs to get his dick hard. And the kike doctor was used to sleep the kids, obviously. Thanks for the insight, dude. But can you post anything that you could be used to show that you're not just LARPing? Too scared and paranoid. I'm not even typing the way I normally do.
See, it's like he was scared and paranoid. And then the next day after tennis, he's just like, oh, I'm financially stable. I'll wear green socks.
Yeah, it's probably just
a little wishy-washy.
Here's another.
He's an old man with a
what do you know
old brain.
In connection to the Franklin scandal or Dutroux affair? What about the ongoing exposure of extremely high-level pedophilia and ritual abuse in the UK? Bro, what do you know of ritual abuse in Hollywood? Who is involved? And this is nice. He goes, Hollywood used to rent out boys from Franklin School. That's all I know. The UK is old news. They just relocated to the US, Mexico, Canada, and third world countries. It's all a huge network, man. Some people use the pedo shit as blackmail, while others really do enjoy fucking kids. I could spend hours talking about it, but just know there's an international order of pedophiles. Look, not all of them are involved in the pedo shit, but they are complicit. Would you risk your life and millions of dollars to come out and to expose them? Some have tried and looked how they ended up.
How do you know so much? Do people in Hollywood just openly talk about this stuff? Do you know of anyone being killed or for trying to come out against them?
This is good. He goes, I used to date around a lot. There's a lot of open secrets in Hollywood. I always laugh when tabloids or celebrities come out with all the tell books. They're laughing at the common man's face when they do this. That doesn't expose shit. And yes, actors are whacked off, either through crashes, heart attacks, drug overdoses, suicide. My friend Red Fox was whacked after he walked in on some dude. I don't know what the guy was doing, but it was enough to have Red Fox killed.
Did Winona Ryder turn things around? She seemed pretty based on stage after the brainlet was screaming about Trump when Stranger Things won an award. Is Michael Keaton legit? Robert Redford? Warden Beatty? What the hell is truly wrong with Sean Penn?
He goes, don't know much about any of them. There's a bunch of rumors, of course. The one that really stuck to me was Beatty. I always wondered why Beatty loved to hire Filipino boys as house cleaners. Sean Penn lost it after his brother died, never been the same. They go on, no surprise Dan needs chemical assistance with his dick. What's one celebrity we'd never guess who's been diddled? He goes on, The Rock prostitutes himself for roles, which I could see quite easily. I mean, he calls himself The Rock.
Yeah, he's a nice bronze.
He's basically
Barbie.
a porn star.
He's a big old Ken doll.
He's like a super mainstream porn star, almost in a sense.
So you think there's like sex tapes of The Rock then? Is that what we would
probably?
suggest?
I mean, that's what the blackmail. That's kind of. I feel like that's what they say.
Imagine you could walk into your porn stash.
You just have all these celebrities.
You're like a billionaire, and
you got John Cena, fucking Miley Cyrus. You got Sydney Sweeney getting fucked by like 4 old Jewish handler dudes. The Rock getting gangbanged by like
the Dudley Boys.
Tyler, the Creator.
Oh.
The Dudley Boys. Okay, here's some more.
They bring up Dan Schneider later on, basically just saying
how prevalent
he should be chemically castrated.
Basically just saying he has he's an extremely creepy foot fetish, and some starlets that he have made accused him of being a degenerate / creep. And whether or not this is true, in the sense of being tried and convicted in a court of law, isn't certain, but it's considered an open secret, like with Andy Dick and Jeffrey Epstein.
And you see all the TikToks now and that whole doc. I mean, it's all out in the open.
That's what I mean. Now. This was years ago, so now it's like, how obvious is it?
He goes, someone asked how prevalent is Satanism in Hollywood? How many actors have CIA handlers? And then he goes on, Kabbalah, and other retarded Hollywood movements is just another word for Satanism. I'll say that. CIA's grip on Hollywood isn't as strong as it was pre-'80s. Kikes own it all now. Most actors have Jewish handlers that are directed out of Israel. It's weird, man. Like, you could have an Israeli or CIA handler and you wouldn't even know it. I'd say about 70% of Israeli handlers and the rest CIA.
Who's Red Fox?
He was an old comedian.
He's a black comedian. He had his own television show with Richard Pryor as his second.
Because that's what they're saying is a big flaw to it being
Al Matthews.
He
didn't have a connection with him.
They said he quit acting in the 90s rather than the 80s, but did he say he quit acting in the 80s, or that's when he started?
He stopped. He started getting blacklisted. He didn't have as many big roles. He didn't.
I can maybe take it here. This is good. He goes, someone asked, Christopher Walken, Richard Dreyfuss, Jimmy Woods. You're one of those. Hopefully Woods, because the other two are massive faggots. Hollywood Anon goes, I've worked with Christopher Walken before, a good guy, way too blue collar for Hollywood. Richard Dreyfuss, never met him, neither Jimmy Woods. And then he goes on, someone asked, Clint Eastwood and Mel Gibson are good guys, right? And not Hollywood Anon goes, oh yeah, Mel Gibson is a badass man. I don't know how the hell he is operating Hollywood still, but he's treading in hot water. I hope he stays safe. His father red pill to the max. His dad actually tried to stop the kikes from doing their pedo shit in South America, though, through Christian missionaries, but was stopped.
There's a funny thing later on that somebody posts is
what?
they quote the Mel Gibson's dad being a badass.
Yeah, I saw that. Hang on, and then I just want to read the part where he's like, someone asks, are you James Wood? Oh no, this nigga is Corey Feldman. And he goes, nah, I feel bad for Feldman though. He was turned out, and in the end, he ended up turning out a lot of kids.
Actually, I watched a little stuff on Corey Feldman that earlier that day before you sent me this. I was like,
you see his performances, his music.
It's popping up on my talks lately. You know, that guy's gonna shoot up a concert.
Something.
He's gonna shoot up his own concert.
So they did say Eddie Murphy was like really close with Red Fox.
Yeah. That's why I thought it could have been Murphy, because he was was from Brooklyn too. And there was another post. I swear, I knew the guy was from Brooklyn, but Al Matthews was from Brooklyn.
They did say like he starred in a movie last year, which was that was probably 4
Okay, let me read this and then we can kind of go into the. He goes, someone asked, are you James Woods? And he goes, nope, but I know James Wood lurks here for sure. And I know he does because he used to post on Twitter back in like 2020. He was super super smart. He has like an IQ of like 159. Like, he's incredibly intelligent. Google James, you'll see. Just Google him.
Some old white actor rapist guy.
No, dude, it sounds like a good guy.
Yeah, good guy. He raped good.
All right, so he goes, nope, I know James Wood lurks here for sure. Anyways, good night, Poll. I have tennis tomorrow. This is where it's, just so you know, every time you make Hollywood threads, the shills go into overtime.
Oh, yeah, he's a good guy. That's his girlfriend.
What, she looks like Kate Middleton.
All right, hang on.
It's like a quarter of his age.
This place is the only place on the internet where I've seen so many secrets dropped on here, from national security issues to Hollywood pedo shit. This place truly is the last free speech website on the internet. My wife always gets mad because I end up lurking here for hours. P.S. Sam Jackson, Jack Nicholson, Gary Oldman, and a few others lurk here. I've even shit posted on the same thread with Oldman. Good night, fellas. And then with that, the first thread, and then the following day on July 20th, he returns. So.
And you guys should go read this.
Yeah, you
whole
should go
thing,
read the rest.
And it's full. It's like a whole few pages. It's like 8 pages.
It is interesting just to imagine.
I mean, if you want to shatter your worldview, if you're open to that. Otherwise,
if you're into looking at everything just being a sick, sadistic, soul-sucking
pedophile game
to steal your energy and mind.
People also try to say it was like Will Smith.
No way.
No, not that huge faggot. Will Smith should.
Will Smith he just has like an internal pain from Tupac.
Yeah, from Tupac coming in his guts. Fucking his fucking butt pussy.
Butt pussy.
Yeah. God. Why Will Smith slap Chris Rock like that? Nigga's weak.
Can't handle a little joke.
I can't believe he broke like that. He ruined his life. Well,
it's his wife's grip on him, dude.
Yeah, I mean, what she didn't like it. She didn't. Who gives a shit?
Like Will.
I mean, it's just. I mean, inextricably like linked to each other. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's just the whole weird situation there.
Yeah, I hope she I don't know. You know that I don't know which murder it is in 7. Probably the lust murder in 7. I wonder if that's what Jada uses to fuck Will.
Oh, with that metal strap on?
With the sword, with the scimitar on the end of the metal sword.
He's like,
what a frightening scene. An terribly frightening scene.
Fincher.
It's always.
Maddie's a fan of Fincher.
Yeah.
Maddie's just over here melting her mind. She's just like reading.
She's doing research.
Stop chewing into the mic, dude.
What are you doing over there? You're not...
I'm reading.
ASMR, we try 3 different kinds of and stuff. Oh my God.
What was that?
What was that? That's total brain rot.
People watch that?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my God. Yum, yum, yum.
I followed it just. I'm like, oh, I got to keep track of this. This is a unique being. We'll say that. It's a unique person that you are, whatever you are.
It's crazy.
It's crazy what. Because it seems like the person, the woman behind her, I don't know if it was like a duo. If you see there's like a second person that she was, because the channel's like, they're like a duo together.
Okay.
But I mean, I wonder if that's like an instance where like this one person manipulates the other person into transitioning, kind of like with the Mr. Beast thing and Chris Tyson. It wasn't Mr. Beast that manipulated Chris Tyson, but it was like some other like Minecraft user that supposedly
slowly
put the idea into his head,
like Inception.
Like, check out this cool sissy hypno porn. You might like this stuff.
And then that's how he slowly kind of.
Here, you score more points if you wear stockings when you come. You can add up points. It's like a game.
What is that?
Just horrible stuff you find on porn sites. It's like a list of different things that if you do it while you it's just retarded. I don't even.
You get points.
It's an arbitrary game that a gooner could play with himself. I did not add up my points. I didn't break.
You don't have a whiteboard with your points on it.
Yeah, and it's like if you score a certain amount of points within a threshold, it's like you're like on your way to becoming a sissy here. This is good, and then it's I'll send it to you. You can.
I'm okay.
And you can test it out.
Might have to hold off on that one.
Yeah. Did you come while you were plugged? That's 6 points.
6 points.
Yes, that's you're getting it.
But you have to keep the points to yourself.
No, you probably can post them on the Discord that you're a part of, where your life is
just
really,
like out there.
really at. Yeah.
What's that like? Discord world. I don't know much about it. You gotta inform me on these things.
Well, I mean, it's just a community. It's just a small community with voice calls, and then like it's just it's like a 4chan. It's just like
I think I have a
voice
small
chat.
update
On who? Spielberg? Who are you reading about?
the website that we've been reading from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to the side and I clicked 2024.
Yeah, there's all types of stuff.
Yeah, they're posting.
This was August 14th. Just an update. I know that I haven't posted anything in months. You can thank my bipolar for that.
Well, this is the person who made that article, put it together.
Yeah, this is the great writer that we were referring to.
Yeah, the person that most writers are bipolar.
Yeah. What are you condemning them
Yeah,
for
what
their
are you-
mental illness? I don't know why we're bringing this
I
up.
guess
He's
I
not
was just
schizophrenic.
Yeah.
I was
more
connecting
likely.
the wrong person. Never mind. Let's cut that.
Okay. Yeah.
He's saying he's having a hard time posting because he's probably in a depressive state.
Yeah.
I was talking about I
What are we doing
You're
here?
just coming off as being really hurtful
Yeah.
towards this
This
mentally ill person.
Who's trying to free souls.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was Hollywood Anon.
Oh no.
Oh, that's the
No.
person who
I
just put
know.
this website
I
together
know.
Oh, you were reading.
I'm just
that whole time.
I'm just
I
no,
see.
just
Maybe
now
just put the
clicked
phone.
it.
I think we're past that subject
Yeah.
for now.
Maddie,
That's
your
fine.
your woman is showing. What are you doing? I'm sorry. That was
Here, get in the pod, dude. Have some candy.
She's like, I can't believe.
I got into it again.
crazy.
I was into it all day at work, and then I got sucked into it again right now.
Well, you were just reading. Oh, just listen to.
I
us
was
more.
finishing it. I read
The
the
point I
I
sent
read
it
the
to you, so
conclusion
we
and
just-
all of his
I'll
thoughts.
send you the 9/11
I'm also-
documentary that I watched. That'll be you'll love that.
5 hours and
I was
43
looking
minutes.
up Gary
Yeah,
Oldman.
it's-
I was looking up all.
Well, hang
the
on.
guys.
So-
It's 353. It's like
let's
356.
have a
Looking
little
at James
9/11
Bond.
reprise real quick. 'Cause
A little
There's a
reprieve.
few little things that we didn't talk about
Just
in the last one. This like common logic sense where it's like, how are you making a phone call?
what do you
36,000
want
feet
to
in the
talk
air?
about? Should we talk
Phone
about
calls.
You want to talk about phone calls first?
It's that easy. Like something that's understandable.
So allegedly,
mean?
Listen to this.
so allegedly there were a lot of phone calls that's like one of the pieces of evidence.
People are making calls to their loved ones down on the ground, like, "Oh my God,
Have you
the
heard
Harris
the
attacked them."
voicemail of someone literally?
I've heard a lot of
free falling. They literally you can hear like.
How are you getting phone service in 2001 at 36,000 feet in the air on a Nokia?
When it was proven wrong, a Japanese
I
production.
listened.
Yeah, but anyone can produce shit. Maddie, fucking Stanley Kubrick shot the moon landing. That's a joke.
No, they're leaving like a goodbye message, and then
Ooh.
all of it.
Who produced it? Just
It's
listen.
a person. There's a whole name and everything. It's very well known. Tape.
They're alive and they're living in Argentina. All right, that's what I'm telling you.
All right, just listen to what he's gonna say.
I'll look it up.
Should I talk about it being debunked or the
Just
deep?
the phone calls. Just think it out. Like,
Yeah, the phone calls.
So the phone calls it would be impossible to make at 35,000 feet because the three main carrier cell phones at the time, the highest height they made a call at, you can make a call was like 8,000 feet, and that was just for like one phone. The other ones drop off at like 25 or like 3,000. A Japanese production company came in like post 9/11 because the public speculation was just a booming. But a Japanese company came in and they filmed it in like Canada and they tested three different phone carriers and they literally went through and tested the call outs. So what it would suggest is that the plane with passengers was landed at some point and replaced with a drone piloted plane, a remotely flown plane. And then these people were taken somewhere, and once they were landed, they were forced to make these calls under duress to their loved ones. And you can tell in a lot of them, like
you heard some. They played it in the documentary.
there's one where the woman says it's a frame, like at the end of it, like to her boyfriend. So this woman was with it. She knew that something was going on. She was able to whisper it out. There's one of just like a woman being a lady being a horrible actor and just like not being able to like really sell it. It wasn't her. I mean, it's just what it is because they had to do this for they probably did it for everybody that they didn't kill her.
And then, so let's go over the drone theory.
So
why is it said that? Didn't you say it was a maneuver that?
So the way that the plane was able to fly at such a low altitude at the speed that the Boeing was allegedly able to reach was like a couple 100 miles per hour quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for that to like happen, it'd have to be like no weight on it or something. It would have to maybe be a smaller, more aerodynamic plane.
Right.
And I don't know. And the other thing was the pilots, all the 4 different pilots, they went through their histories, and it's like amazing that they were able to even be licensed.
Right.
And there's no way that these people would be able to pull over these kinds of maneuvers in a 747.
The said terrorists?
Yeah, the said terrorists, the alleged terrorists. They go through the terrorist like history, and there's just no way that these people were actually
trained or
be
like
able to pull something
competent enough. Yeah.
Yeah. They got
these are fine questions to ask.
They got like interviews from their instructors, and like this person should never. Their names are lost to me, but I mean they said their names a lot.
And then do you have like those are just my 2 things I kind of and then they never really found a black box, did they?
Yeah, the amount of debris that they found like at the
which is plausible.
Yeah. I mean, probably not, but yeah, sure. Well, I mean, if it got incinerated, yeah, it's plausible that you don't find one because it got incinerated in the rigged explosion that actually brought the tower down. Just by the symmetry alone of the collapse, that's the word that they use. The symmetry. It's not, and
the containment. Yeah,
it could not be a gravitational fall, is what they said. It has to be a controlled. And the way that
what was this doc called? 9/11,
the new Pearl Harbor.
Right.
If you type in those words, it might take a couple times to get it.
Damn YouTube.
And the way that air explodes out like of the sides of the out of the building in a way that an explosion would, not necessarily a gravitational. You wouldn't see like
there was
the
pockets.
smoke spew out like
seeing that,
like an explosion went off and it forced matter out.
Yeah, I remember seeing
that. Does. It's so obvious. That's the thing. The footage that is provided is so obvious. You don't see any footage on the day because there's cameras everywhere, like in airports. You don't see any of the terrorists boarding any of the planes. They either haven't released that footage or it doesn't exist.
Right. Which is possible.
The only thing they've released is like camera footage, like security camera footage, where it's been doctored, where you can't actually see the date and time for some reason.
Right.
Where that's like a default on security cameras. That's like essential to security cameras.
What I thought was interesting too is the Pentagon. There was no much
debris
from the plane, and then even those two camera angles, you see like a missile, like a low level shooting missile fly into the side of the building.
I mostly listened to the doc, so I didn't really get to see.
Okay, yeah, no, there's just like these images. It's like it's just quick and fast, and it's frame by frame, but. There's just so much shit that's possible to add up.
It was definitely just like a missile strike, and they reinforced the area that was struck like a couple weeks before it was struck, or like a few months. It was like a project.
Have something in there?
Yeah. It was reinforced for a terrorist attack.
Wow. Like actually was?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, not even, okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, the pictures that you can see of it wasn't like anywhere near like as destroyed as you might imagine, I guess.
Right.
And then, I mean, this is all like the logistics of the attack. This isn't even like the people that were supposed to be in command at like crucial communication points happened to be absent that day. Mm-hmm. And then the people that were showing up, it was their first day of work. And their first day of work just happened to be the 9/11. Worst day in American history.
Wait, I thought the January 6th was.
Nice. Got him. Here, let me grab my leftist tears tumbler. Very good.
That was good.
Got him.
That's what Kamala said during they keep bringing that and the Proud Boy moment.
Yeah, let's switch. This is beautiful. It was a beautiful shift into the debate. That was a nice segment. That was perfect. Kamala Harris, how are you? Yeah, it's nice to see you. Very good.
I was born in a middle-class family.
Maddie was hyped during the debate. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well,
did you guys watch it together? Were you able to watch it?
Yeah, I was over at her place.
Yeah.
Born in a middle-class family. I was lucky enough to have a second mother.
Is there any left?
Maddie was hyped. She was like, "Don't you know what's going on in this country?"
You're yelling at Kamala?
Yeah.
Well, she was like
laughing at the dog and cat thing.
She like chuckled and she's like, "That's a bit extreme."
Oh, no, I really
and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now? Do you know what's happening?"
Yeah, Haitians love ducks. I thought
it's voodoo.
You learned that in 3rd grade. You learn the Pledge of Allegiance, and then you learn Haitians love ducks and cats.
It's common knowledge.
That's
They're just doing the religion.
American knowledge.
You know what sucks?
They sacrifice the cats.
I traumatized myself.
And they eat the duck.
Doing what?
I went on X after and I looked into it, and I actually ended up finding a clip of a Haitian
doing it,
eating a duck,
literally holding a cat, torching a cat on a stove.
Oh, nice.
And
did he season it?
Literally was like burned into my. It literally sucks. Like I literally
That's
can't
how
stop
this stuff
thinking
works.
about it. It was torture.
Can't
Like
go on X anymore.
it was horrible. But the thing was, it was like screen recorded off of TikTok.
Oh, even worse.
And you could hear like the guy, and he had like an accent, and he just like was like saying like, "What's the difference?"
It's meat.
It's really incredible that they suppressed something like that because it wasn't like legally like truthful information.
To put out,
because it will eventually. But there's so many interviews of the people in that town that are public, that have been public before the debate. Other than like there's a notable one of like a black guy. Is like, yeah, they're grilling, they're going to the park and picking up ducks and roasting them, and he's just like
geese.
telling this.
I've seen pictures of he was holding a geese by its feet upside down, taking it home. There was a
fowl
guy.
will do. We're not picky people. We're Haitians,
and that's illegal because geese are
French.
federally protected
because they're Canadian. They're not actually from this country. Because all the geese here are actually Canadian.
More migrants.
Yeah, more.
Well, they're just doing a good job then.
Yeah,
the migrants are killing the animal migrants.
See, it's like when spiders catch flies.
Exactly. I get it now. That's why they're coming in here. You know what, guys? Just keep being, like bats killing the insects. That's fucking. Oh, it's good. Who's the Bruce Wayne of migrants? There's gonna be the Batman.
I think it's
Cody.
So when we were at the tattoo
Coney,
shop,
man, that's classic. Yes, Maddie, tell us about your tattoo shop. Why this?
No, we were standing in line and this girl was chuckling about it. She's like standing with her dad, and she's like, "Did you hear what Trump said?" And the dad's like, "No, what?" And she's like, "She said they're gonna eat all the cats." And she's just like laughing, like laughing at him like he's an idiot. It's like, bitch, you don't even know what the fuck he said or what you're talking about. You just think this is like a big joke, but it's like you're just like. It must be nice, right, to just fucking not know anything that's going on and not care and just be a big fucking retard.
Must be nice to have McDonald's for breakfast and dinner.
Oh, she had it for breakfast, dinner, and lunch.
Must be nice. Maybe try Wendy's for lunch.
Like
Maybe I tried 3 different fast food places because I'm on a diet.
Let's mix it up, yeah.
And that's what everyone was like laughing about on X after too. Everyone was like, he said they're eating dogs and cats.
As if they had as if everybody on X hadn't seen the interviews from earlier that day of people eyewitnesses saying that this is happening.
Right. Like the guy at the city council literally like yelling about it.
Yeah, multiple people but
But then they have to
earmuffs, I can't hear you. La, la, la. La, 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 la.
And then just being silly about she
Mr.
said that
Trump
she wanted to make prison transgenders.
He wanted to make transgenders gay.
He wanted to make immigrants in prison transgenders.
Well, hang on. So this goes back to Hollywood and Anon real quick. Someone asked him what's going on with all this tranny stuff. And he said it's the new play toy in Hollywood, 2018. And that kind of ties back to what Cat Williams was saying in that Joe Rogan thing about Baphomet. And how he saw the uprise of that in the early 2000s. And now these trannies become like the new play toys for a lot of these guys and people.
Yeah, they're the real deal.
I remember I was in New York and I had a tranny service, and she was...
Jesus Christ, don't keep saying tranny. Let's use a different, you can say T or...
I'm just saying tranny because of that's how it's written in that thing. The T.
Calm down, we're not on 4chan anymore, Grant.
Yeah.
We're in real life again, kind of. We're a couple of abstractions out, but...
Okay, it's just a beautiful person.
Yeah. Just say person, you know?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Now I'm speaking my voice. I had the tranny in my mind.
Yeah, you were still doing the Hitler thing.
I was still doing
Al Matthews.
Al Matthews, yeah. 75-year-old black bass man.
Goddamn cocks and trainers. Fucking Hollywood. Whatever.
She was beautiful. Very strong arms, though. Strong wrists.
Your transgender
I have
waitress.
strong arms now, too.
At a sushi restaurant.
Nice.
Who's to say it?
Were they like an Asian?
It was in Brooklyn, yeah. She was like Filipino. Yeah, she had to be like Filipino, maybe Korean.
Like an extract. Oh, she was like from the island then.
She spoke like a man.
Oh, that's bad.
She was beautiful, though. Very tall.
Yeah.
Broad shoulders, broad jaw.
That's awesome. That's a great story. Did you suck them off after your meal?
No, we were like sitting on these. Dude, it was packed in there. It kind of sucked, honestly. It's all overrated.
Were all the waitresses there transgenders, transsexuals?
I really could only tell from her wrist.
Okay.
Like the length of like her hand. Like I was just like, that's. And then
we got like this.
We were talking about it, and I was just like, that's. I was just like,
we've got like the same hand structure. That's amazing.
Yeah, how her veins was bulging out. Like.
Well, you're kind of describing my arms and my hands.
Well, that's because you're working out, dude.
I have veins that bulge in my hands, and you can see them. And my arms
your
are
hand's
pretty
not
large.
like
Well, you're a hard worker. That's
you're goddamn.
This person.
I do. Look, I have cuts and stuff all over.
They took the easy route.
Yeah.
My fingers are rough.
Yes, from all the toiling that I've done and all the scrubbing.
Cuts.
Like Annie.
My God.
Like old Annie.
You have no idea the things I've seen.
The things I've done.
The things I've had to clean.
The things I've stumbled upon.
Amazing.
The gold I've found.
And when I say gold, I mean shit.
Sometimes I mean gold.
That's a Jodorowsky reference there.
It is, yeah.
Very nice.
You are.
My
excellent.
coworkers actually
You
found
are shit. You could be, you could be gold.
My coworkers found her engagement ring, a diamond ring, and they used it for her wedding ring.
Oh,
Behind an oven, yeah.
Probably shouldn't say this on mic. I just told them out.
They told everyone.
They told everyone.
They were proud of it.
Oh,
yeah, they were excited about it. They were like, "Fuck yeah, free diamond ring."
Here, babe, look.
But they nipped it from a house.
They had already.
They found it.
It was behind an oven. It was lost. It was empty.
Oh, but they didn't notify the owners of the place that
past owner.
Oh,
could have been anyone.
Oh, could have been
anyone. Moved on. Could have been years prior.
Oh, it was an empty home.
They're like
They're apartments.
Oh, they're gone. I see.
Well, not dead. They could be dead. We don't know.
Okay.
Never to be found again. We wouldn't be able to find them. Why would you return a diamond ring?
I can't imagine why.
It's
no value in a diamond ring.
Behind a stove, like behind the oven. We pull the ovens, and it was hidden behind there.
Maybe they were like
in the box
there to go back.
No.
How do you think it got there?
It wasn't hidden, then it was lost.
No, I get it.
Yeah, these people are thieves.
It
you
was
guys are all
lost,
thieves.
and now somebody else's. For free.
One love dies and another blooms. How poetic, beautiful.
It's like the Lion King.
Mine. I would have sold it.
I would have sold that too.
Yeah.
Bought myself a Nintendo Switch.
Well, shit. Have you seen?
Get some
OLED. Yeah.
Get the new PS Plus, PS4, PS5.
Yeah,
I'm all over.
You see this new Marvel's MOBA game?
You guys clearly aren't
League of
engaging
Legends
to
Marvel.
You're not proposing to anyone.
What?
Yeah,
it sounds like you guys obviously are.
No, I gotta buy a PS5.
We actually talked.
You out of your mind?
I talked to this about because she was talking to me about
love.
How younger men are trying to date older women now, and like when she was growing up, it was more so like younger women dating like older men, which is still common. But I was like, it's because these younger guys don't have any money and they're just looking for like a mom, like a shit. And she's like, ugh. And I was like, I'm not trying to. I'm trying just to find someone like my age. And she's like, I'm like, it's kind of. She's like, there's immature. I'm like, yeah. So she said the word like what I was, but I couldn't find the word. But it's like there's just like a level of maturity or maybe depth. I don't know, or maybe trust or just like following through of word. I don't know. It's just hard to. I don't know.
Well, and it's also
it's hard to ingenuity. Like and
ingenuity.
And it's also for the
integrity,
being genuine.
Yeah, it's just hard to like. It's just not. I don't know. Okay, so hang on. Go on, and I gotta tell you another story.
The contemporaries for these older women are cucked men, and then that's why the younger men offer a more virile and like a more present drive that.
So there's this woman
these men have been deprived of that are the same age as these older women.
I was telling Karen,
gap in the market.
There's like a few customers that I can tell like are like. It was just one lady,
on you.
Jane.
Oh yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
I know. Yes, of course.
You know Jane?
I know Jane. Of course, I know Jane.
Always talk like it's like she used to ask like when I work a lot of things, and then I told Karen about this. It's like joking, and then I'm sitting at the I look up and I see Jane, and her eyes are just locked on me, and then she like turns away and walks away. And I'm like, oh shit,
fuck.
And then she eventually comes. She's like, oh, I was just looking at the Halloween stuff I love. She's like, yeah, I used to go to Halloween parties and dress up. She's like, I'm like, oh yeah, it was fun, you know. I'm like, I just love the mood, you know. She's like, oh, watching movies and you know.
I used to be quite a lively dancer.
But this is when it gets into like Jodorowsky level psychology because so we were talking about sugar mamas, and then there's this girl, and there's this little baby, and then there's this little baby, and she's like behind her. So the next person in line, there's this little kid's like, "Mama, mama," and I just keep hearing this, and there's this lady like, "Mama, mama," and it was weird. You know what I'm saying? Like this little kid's like saying counter? "Mama," and then she's like "Mama," and I'm like hearing this, and like she's trying to be like my sugar mama, and then this was like "Mama, mama, mama."
She's not being. She doesn't have.
Dude, she's like wearing like all gold, and she came in like she comes decked out.
I think
today.
she has.
I
think she has a wealthy man that takes care of them. That's what I.
She's got a sugar daddy.
She's got a sugar daddy, and now she's trying to find her.
Yeah, she's a nice
sugar baby. She wants a sugar
man.
baby
For the older man that he. Oh God.
Because he can't. His dick doesn't work, but your dick works just fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the equation.
That is the equation, and that's what's happening.
What a beautiful thing. I love.
I wonder where they live. Probably on the lake.
Probably in a trailer. Probably in a really nice trailer with a really big fucking TV.
Probably a really tight subdivision.
I don't know. But one time she has back pain. She has back pains.
Yeah. Well, from what?
She kept saying today that she's like, "Good to see you. Good to see you." I was like, "Whoa, it was a lot today."
Must have been really bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
No, I'm just, God bless her soul.
Where else are we at? So, these days it's easy to Google someone. Find old high school stats. You broke your long jump record by like a foot. Now, hang on. Let me go on real quick. Because track and field's a sport where you kind of know, like, who the fastest usually is. Like, like your range times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like you're not going to like consistently run like 11.2s, 11.4s, 11.3s, and then just run like a 10.6 or a 10.5. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, what was going on that day? Because that's pretty fascinating. Like,
that's exactly kind of what happened. It was just a good day.
But like a foot? Mm-hmm. Like you never came near that.
Never again.
Yeah. Was it? There was no wind assistance or nothing?
I don't think so.
This goes back to the Alejandro. Like, just like, how did you?
It was just competitive.
Like, were you feeling? Because I'm always curious about this. Like, what was going on?
I was probably really doing well, like popularity wise in high school.
So you were just feeling it. Yeah.
I was probably
the vibes were high.
But even just like, so it was just all off feeling.
It was like districts or like champion. It was like counties or some bullshit.
Yeah.
It was important. I don't know. I was just locked in at that point for one thing. It was the only thing. I mean,
because I know I used to do long jump. You got to smack that. You got to hit but it's just crazy to think a whole foot. It's wild.
Yeah, I think I just had to get.
Or did you maybe have better like landing? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like a foot's just crazy.
I used to have a good recording. I no longer have.
You don't have it.
Recording.
Were you lighter? Were you pretty light?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a lot of horizontal distance, and I was able to just be light.
After you did it, was it pretty amazing? Like you felt pretty. Not I'm saying, but like you felt pretty.
I felt pretty accomplished.
Yeah, man. I mean, we don't have. I'm just curious. Like I'm just saying that's pretty abnormal. It's just abnormal because I do know track. Like that's.
It was a big deal at the time, but the
thing is, something by a foot.
The thing is, I don't think about it a lot because I didn't do anything with it. Because if you look across the country, I mean, there's kids jumping like 24, 25 feet. Because my work ethic, if I think
you had the potential to consistently maybe jumping at those levels.
If I had any like practice or like I didn't lift in high school, I didn't do anything to make myself faster. I didn't put in any proper.
You're just kind of just going off natural ability.
I just smoked weed and just and then went to practice and then
jump.
I didn't smoke before. I would smoke weed at night only. Like that was the thing. I mean, it was high school. You couldn't really.
Yeah, dude.
But I mean, that was
practice was hard.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I really wasn't even top tier. But I don't know.
It's just interesting. That's all. I just
saw
I just read this article. It was like Jacob Hatcher sets. I was like, fuck.
Oh, there was an article.
Yeah, it was like in the press or something. You guys won you set another record, or you guys won another relay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Track's a fun sport. It's fun because it's like you're just beating something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very competitive. I mean, I think that was the other thing. It's like there was a window in long jump. It was like, oh, I could actually probably jump that far. Once something like unlocked, I was like, oh, I could probably jump that far if something clicks or it's just like a good day.
So basically, you were just a really good jumper, and you weren't always jumping at your best most of the time. Probably.
Sure. Yeah.
In a sense, maybe.
Weather.
Yeah. Weather's a big thing in track.
How the body's feeling. And again, God, I mean, you see the regiments that kids get put through. I was not.
You weren't near that. Yeah.
I was showing up to 1 a day practice.
Track.
It wasn't 2 a day practice. I wasn't waking up early to run in the morning. It's crazy.
Just normal track, yeah.
If I'd had a proper regiment, I would be fucking.
You probably could have went to
doing
college.
The same thing.
Yeah. I did it.
God, I mean, I almost tried to walk on, but I mean, I just chose to smoke weed instead and.
Yeah, I did track for the 1 year and it was fun, but I just like hated
practice
running.
Like long.
Like this is fucking retarded. I hate
just,
running.
Put cramps in my side. Like I wish I could redo it now because like I feel.
Maddie,
better
you're
now.
not supposed to eat before you run. That's why you got cramps in your side because you ate a big meal.
They would want me to do the 200 and then immediately after do the 100. Like
well, that's retarded.
That's not bad though.
But it was
no,
it was literally back to back, and she was like. No, you should have like adrenaline, and I'm like, no, I'm going to be exhausted.
The 200 destroys your legs.
Yeah,
it does.
And it's like, I'd rather do the 100.
That's basically why I couldn't.
I only cared about the 100, and she wanted me to do. It's like what?
Yeah, at the state finals, I did the 100, the 200 relay, and then long jump. That's what I was qualified for.
Well, how'd you place in the 100?
I PR'd. I wasn't anywhere near these niggas.
Yeah, I know they're fast.
They're quite fast.
Yeah.
They've got more muscles than me. There's a lot of advantages. The 200 meet, I think I might have got like one preliminary jump in. And I think I was feeling good.
No wonder you like Nick Fuentes.
Going into it.
Track. Makes a lot of sense.
And then...
This is why he's faster than me.
The 200 meter...
Biology.
It's just funny to highlight, facts and logic and stuff.
He has 3 dimples in his skull. That's Django.
Yeah. Dude, I want pizza.
Like,
yeah.
Do more.
Garçon.
The prices have gone up.
Be like Orson Welles in that documentary.
It's really good though.
Like Elvis Presley.
I could go for some.
Yeah, well, Elvis died on a toilet. I mean, that's pretty. Poor Elvis though.
I want one of those bacon peanut butter loaf sandwiches peanut butter jelly loaf bacon sandwiches that Elvis would eat.
Ew.
He got screwed by the Hollywood system as well.
Well, he screwed a lot of black people over by stealing their music. Fuck Elvis. Who gives a shit?
He was a good actor.
Was he a good actor?
But they had him like in these goofy, silly movies.
They put him in the worst
They micromanaged them.
It was like really embarrassing and cringe.
Yeah.
I mean, so is
the
whole Elvis persona contrived though? I mean, maybe don't make yourself this crazy fucking David Bowie-esque character.
Right.
If you don't want to get marketed as a fucking dork.
I don't know what are you talking about.
Maybe he got put into these weird
he was
roles
wearing,
because his whole thing is
like
Elvis.
DVs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I see
obviously,
what you mean.
Yeah. So obviously he's gonna get these queer roles.
I mean,
they were just like bad movies. Like he could have been.
He was
in
always like the
queer movies.
He was a ladies' man.
Could have been in like a Mike Nichols film. He could have been in like actual good level filmmaking.
He was always the ladies' man in the movies. They were just like
typical like popular star
and cheesy
stuff.
And made
like he had chops.
them just look dumb.
He could have been John Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he actually could have.
He could have been, but he chose
well, he wanted
he
that.
Did,
but they would.
But
you make a choice.
They put him in a box.
Yeah, they did.
Very small box.
Tiny.
So he's wearing glasses. I wonder if Jodorowsky knows more about him now, over the last 10 years. It'd be interesting to ask him.
No, he's too busy thinking about Dune and how it never got made. He's too busy literally losing his mind.
He's chill. He's got a wife. He's got
he was supposed to be Star Wars.
He really was.
That's what's really frightening is that
Jodorowsky could have been. We could have. That's what you think about is that entire alternate. Okay, that's good.
The alternate reality.
And how Lucas and Spielberg literally just became like his little
completely cucked pedophile creators.
Yeah, but they stole most of his ideas.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get where Hollywood's coming from. We can't let Jodorowsky have all that power.
They didn't have much like foreign production companies outside of America that could have produced.
I mean, his kind of power, his creative power, leads to a revolution, and that's just like.
Well, like Wending, like Nining Weffen said, he's like they were scared of him. They were scared of his imagination. They were scared what it could have done.
It's uncapped. What's the word? I mean, you just can't be
untamed.
Untamed, yeah.
But it was like, he used all those other artists though too, and he kind of really inspired them to like lift up their talents, and they were all in. They sacrificed a lot, those guys.
He was cult leadery.
Oh, totally. He had like a little cult movement going, but like it was his crew.
But it was like he embraced everyone.
He embraced
in
their talents. It was like it
person.
wasn't like he was like it was like a creative cult,
Coalition.
but like a true one. We'll watch the Hearts of Darkness one night, and it's different because that film was made like what
cult
Coppola.
should be.
Throw that thing on right now.
You want to watch it?
How long is it?
It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't work till like 3 tomorrow, but
I work really early.
I ain't got work tomorrow.
I mean, I could put it on.
Nah, don't do it.
Yeah,
That's fine.
but it's good. I don't know. You just
Looking
see.
forward to it.
You just see, like, when you read into this kind of stuff, it's hard to understand. Like, when most people just get their information from, like, TikTok or X or just, like, news. Yeah, but, like, when you actually, like, watch these performances or these documentaries or these, like, you actually kind of feel it, and that's what you get your actual impression from, not some fucking headline or think or thought tank or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you also just have to have a worldview that's open to being, I don't know.
Not told to you.
Yeah. Or
Not, you just have to get out your
presupposed.
school mind where
Not so
people are
much
just telling you everything.
So not so much suppositions, allowing there to be other.
Or just to dictate your reality.
Yeah.
It's going to make your own view on it. Your own experience. Look at that whole crowd, dude. They're all bopping.
That's one of those feelings I'll get when I'm like driving to work. Is that when I see everybody in our little metal cars speeding around, I'm like, we're all just like really alienated. We're all aliens. I'm just like,
oh, like you're in your own bubble and everyone's just, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird feeling. I used to drive down Telegraph all the way down. I was like 50 going down like to like Woodward to work and stuff. And it's just like, and everyone's just, but everyone's just, and
where's
you're in your
everybody
own
going? Where are we all going to?
Work.
We're all in a rush to somewhere.
Office.
It's very crazy.
The rat race.
Cutting people off, flipping people off, honking our horn.
Thankfully, I can be at work within 15 minutes of when I'm scheduled, so I don't actually.
Takes me 15.
I don't have to really be in a real rush.
My work is driving around to different locations.
I couldn't do that. I tried door dashing. I did it like 2 times. I went to fucking
Luckily,
steal the
I'm
food.
a passenger.
Really?
So it's
steal the food and
horrible.
go home.
What was some good meal? What was like some hot? What'd you usually get?
Like for pickup orders, I don't know. All sort of Thai, McDonald's a lot. McDonald's, fucking.
Oh
yeah, just mostly fast food.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's a waste of gas, time, and just like
you use your own gas.
It's a job for foreigners, truly, and like just I don't know.
Bring in the immigrants.
You know who? When I was watching that Kubrick documentary, he kind of sounded like
he's very
Brad
soft spoken.
He sounds
Stanley Kubrick, Brad Pitt.
He sounded like an actor. Maybe I'm just remembering, but he sounded like some prominent actor. Very.
Well, he like speaks very clear.
Yeah, he's a really good speaker.
Yeah.
I think that's just.
Well, he's a yeah. He's a very intelligent man.
Yeah. Kubrick on YouTube. It's free, guys.
There's another one, the filmmaker or the film worker. It's called, and it's like about his assistant. It's really good. He worked with him on Barry Lyndon as an actor, and then
he was there through everything, basically.
Yeah, after like everything, like his most trusted assistant.
He was his right hand man.
Yeah,
Kubrick was a bit of a cultish, like tyrant,
like Jodorowsky. Yeah, yeah.
He was.
I mean, Kubrick left Hollywood and he went to England and lived in a castle for.
I feel like he was the same.
After 2001,
they're of the same.
They're of the same.
And it was cool how Jodorowsky robbed David Lynch too.
Their magic wands come from the same tail feather of the animal.
Their magic wands come from the same magic.
They both have unicorn hair and dragon scale in their magic wands
within them.
They're flying through the universe.
Yeah. I saw a neat little post on Reddit. It was on Wizard Posting. It was a person. It was like a girl. The caption is testing out new wand, and then in the background there's like some sirens going, and then she says "Silencio," and then obviously the sirens stop. It's just a mic drop. Amazing.
Mic drop.
Just the kind of content that I be seeing sometimes. Very riveting.
We love
stuff.
that.
It's not bad.
It's nothing like that slime content that I sent. I sent you she was going through the Melissa and Doug entrees. What am I having for dinner? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Look, it's a fit. I couldn't even watch it.
That's brain rot.
It's just really sad. I don't know what it is.
Who watches that?
Brain rot.
Children. It's literally for children to make kids gay. That's the shit that makes the kids gay. Is essentially what I sent you.
That's it.
It's the shit in the water. That's the shit in the water. Because the front man, it's a It's an F to M. It's a female who's got the mustache and everything, and then she's got her giant lesbian lover behind her. That's kind of probably pulling the strings and who's turned her into this
Mr.
abomination.
Beast, as you said.
Yeah, it's a really frightening dynamic. I mean, and I was in. Oh, this is crazy. No, I was in one of the live streams. Like I caught it because I'm subscribed, so I get to see when their live streams go up, and it's nothing but hatred. It's nothing but
so everyone just
spamming
hates it?
Gay. It's everybody just spamming gay.
People watch it.
It's crazy. It's like 253 people, and I don't know how they actually have the fortitude to just...
Gay.
It's just hate. It's like not... You can't say kill yourself on YouTube or any of that, but it's just gay spamming. It's very insane. And they just work through it. You know, they just keep playing with the slime. Like...
Keep plugging along.
Their thing is they like to mix slime and they mix it into the carpet. He's like, guys, I'm mixing devil slime. I'm putting red coloring in and I'm going to mix it in my carpet. Oh my God. It's all fucking up my carpet. My parents are going to fucking kill me.
This might be old news, but did you guys see that avocado guy or whatever? That fat guy lost all that weight?
Nikocado. I haven't updated. I know. I guess I knew that it had happened, but I haven't watched like any video of summarizing
I just
it.
seen like thumbnail and like.
Yeah, I just saw the picture.
What did he do? He like filmed himself and then he was skinny this whole time.
He used to be the most disgusting mukbanger.
I know that.
He was a skinny violinist from like Russia. Then he he got fat from the mukbanging, and now we're seeing him
go back into the.
Apparently, he like pre-recorded a bunch of content. Was just making money off of the pre-recorded content while he was losing all the weight, and then he just came back, and now he's like lost, like I'm assuming what could be 100 pounds.
Was he on the OZ? Was he on the Zemp, or was it all natural? That's all I'm really curious.
I mean, to be honest, it couldn't have been that hard to lose the weight. He literally was like,
okay, he wasn't that fat. He was just bulked up.
Yeah.
No, he was disgusting.
Well, I mean,
he was a big pig.
You don't have to body shame him. You just.
Everyone
he was a big
knew
pig.
It. He probably felt gross. Like it looked more disgusting because he would slather food on him. He would be dropping sauce all over.
He's a big old pig.
He'd be slathering sauce all over his face and body. Like his face would be covered in sauce because
that was the whole thing.
Filling
like,
his face.
He was like,
that's literally what he wanted.
That was his aesthetic, dude. Come on.
Why are we shaming the man's aesthetic?
Well, we're just describing it. Not shaming. He was a pig.
In my opinion, it disgusted
me. He was cosplaying as a little mongrel. Little piggy mongrel.
Little oink oink.
Little squinker. Got a little twisted tail.
But now he looks healthy.
Well.
Yeah, it's kind of. He looks like he just got out of the Holocaust.
He's a little pale still.
Well, you know. It's probably the Ozempic.
Yeah, that takes the color out of your skin.
Yeah. Any new jokes?
No.
What's new with the comedy scene? Anything interesting?
I feel like I hate comedy and I don't want to be a part of it anymore.
Because Red Fox died?
Yeah, because Red Fox, my close friend Red Fox died. And I don't know if I came forth with all this information tonight. I just don't want to get killed like my friend Red Fox.
My friend?
My good friend Red Fox.
Yeah.
I know. I went to try and do a mic. I got 2 drinks, signed up like basically last, sat around for 2 hours, then I went home. Never went up.
What?
It was fine. I went out, it was fine. Because I was writing, and normally I would have like cut my writing short and then tried to be there early to get a good spot, and then the writing would suffer and then the act would suffer.
It went on.
But instead I just finished and like fleshed out some stuff and showed up really late and just kind of vibed out. And yeah, was hoping I might get pushed, but obviously I don't have that kind of like
rapport.
And I'm delusional if I thinking that would happen. Well, the thing is, he put me up early.
That guy's kind of weird.
Yeah, he's fine. I like Paul. He is a bit of a weird guy. I mean, he's just like an old single fucking gooner. So you know.
Yeah.
He's got gooner brain.
Gooned.
But he was putting me up early, but that was just because like it was dead. And he's like, I'll just fucking push this guy. He can leave early, but it's like I'll show up late. And maybe he'll like push me then. He's like, it was just flooded with like all the names, all the big guys, all the heavy hitters, all the killers.
The A-listers.
Fucking place was full of serial killers.
Woo!
Bunch of murderers.
The assassins were out.
Yeah. God, everybody's such a fucking loser, dude. I don't know. There's like some. I don't know. Well, maybe my bar is just insane and like it's too obscure. It's very niche.
I mean, do these people even know who Al Matthews is?
I enjoy performance at its core, though. I do like seeing somebody embarrass themselves or do the thing. So that's fine, whether they're dog shit or not. I mean, what is being good up there? I just don't like seeing virtue signaling. I hate seeing just like.
That's the word I've been looking for weeks, dude. Virtue signaling.
I hate that. I hate like altruism. I hate the. Dude, there's a real popular strain of like women just being like, I'm gay.
You've just been going up there and saying that.
I'm a gay girl, by the way. I date men and women. I'm bi. I'm gay.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple of ladies. Not gonna name names.
Dude, these are nice visuals.
Not gonna name names. It wouldn't be nice. They're nice ladies. Yeah, I mean, he puts on quite a show, doesn't he?
Kind dizzy, is that what you said? Still got it. Outside of those kikes.
Well, I mean, I thought we were done with that language.
You'll probably tomorrow at some point you'll remember all the times we said kike and tranny.
Well, that was for education.
But it was Al Matthews.
It was educational.
Yes. It's much needed. People need to know these things.
Reading verbatim.
We're researchers. We're renegades. We're spiritual warriors.
That's good. Warriors. I like warriors.
I love spiritual warriors.
Yeah, we are spiritual warriors.
You're Jodorowsky, and we're your spiritual warriors that you've.
I have selected.
I guess so.
It is kind of weird, dude. We kind of we talked about it too. Is how you meet, and
I have selected.
There'll be more along the way, possibly. So big boots.
Big boots to fill.
Maybe that's the metaphor.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that
it's his daughter.
That daughter came out of Kim Kardashian's pussy.
It is pretty crazy.
I mean, you really feel for the man. Like they tried to turn my daughter into fucking.
Mm-hmm. She's tall. She's taller than him already.
Plaything. They're literally grooming. Kim would love to groom her daughter for Kai's Senate.
How is she so tall? They're both really short.
What? Because Kim's like a giant. She's like a giantess.
Kim's like 5'2".
Yeah, I think she's short. They start putting the Kardashian show on like Hulu, and like a lot of kids watch Hulu, and it's like a whole new wave. Or Disney. It was on Disney.
It came out with a whole new wave.
Brings in a whole new audience, a younger audience.
It was Hulu.
So, You just have to pay attention to the Kardashians, whether you want.
But I only watched it when they were on E.
It's a psyop.
I stopped watching when they got on Hulu.
All right. Well, let's say goodbye.
All right.
Bye, Kanye.
Bye, Kanye.
Wave.
I'll see you in my dreams.